Brown and his orchestra, and my name is Del Moore. This portion is brought to you by 7-Up. 7-Up your thirst away. And now, here's the special guest star of our show, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr.
Wonderful. I would just like to say if the grin on my face is a little wider than is absolutely necessary, it's because I'm back with my buddy again, and I think it's going to be kind of a wild show. And in fact, I even asked Jerry. I said, Jerry, all during the shows that I've ever done with you, you've always been gracious enough to introduce me. Could I once have that pleasure to do this? Switch it around. He said, Sam, if you really want to do it. I couldn't think of anything to say. So, simply, to me, one of the funniest men alive, Mr. Jerry Lewis.
Thank you. You did good. Thank you very much.
Yeah!
Thank you very much. Hey, you talked regular good when you did that.
Yeah, I practiced.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounded like a real person.
Yeah?
You know what the kick is for me? I gotta tell the people. A two-man show, you know what it's like? Like at Carnegie Hall.
No, Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, Carnegie Hall in New York.
Yeah. Well, you mean when the two
The two people did a two-people show, the two girls. Who was it?
Sylvia and...
Will you let us talk, Baldy?
Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
And Julie Andrews.
She left her sisters to do it.
No.
Yeah.
That's
And Carol Burnett, that was in that show West Side Story. There's a place
That was
for
Carol Lawrence.
Carol Lawrence. She's got a band before we're on the air.
No, that was Elliot Lawrence.
That's Lawrence. Well, wrong. Well, that's Sid Feet. Anyhow, what I mean is to do a two-person show is like, give me a tape a second, because you don't know, there's more ham in him than me. Would you take that tape, please?
What is this?
I'm just going to show you. We're going to mark down the middle. That's it.
Down the middle?
That's right. Now, you stay on your side. I'll stay on that side. You
Separate
got
but equal?
No, it's the same equal. No. Here you are. And, on his side. Thank you. Oh, you can only...
Can I ever cross over?
If you say may I.
May I?
Go back and get an umbrella, too. Try and burn.
I used to do all that. Well, anyhow, I think we should do a number together, but so that there's the separation, so we can get individual shots if you want a camera and individual shots of me, and it can be like a handsomeness, right?
All right.
All right, let's try a number. Can we try it out,
Yeah.
Mabel? Go ahead, start it off.
Let me sing a funny song
You'll tell me when I start up.
with crazy words that just roll along.
Oh, and if my song can start you laughing, I'm happy, I'm happy. Was that good or not?
That was fair. Let me sing a sad refrain. A broken heart who have loved in vain.
And if my song can start you crying, I'm happy.
Let me croon a low-down blues to lift you out of your seat.
And if my song can reach your shoes and start you tapping your feet, I'm happy.
Let me sing of Dixie's charms, Swanee Shore and Mother's arms.
And if my song can make you homesick, we're happy. Let me croon, a low-down croon, to lift you out of your seat.
And if my song can reach your shoes and start you moving your feet, I'm happy.
Let me sing of ladies and gentlemen. Sammy and I, of course, you know what the most terrific thing is? You get cards, you know, to remind you things that you have to do. And we have cards, like, to remind us, like, which sings what part. I was Sammy all through the numbers, you know?
I know.
And you sang all of my parts.
I know.
And I never sounded better.
Listen, Jerry, could I talk to you later about that, the switching of the names?
Yeah, well, it wasn't really my fault, you see, because we had a rehearsal. It was...
Well, I'll catch you later on down the line there.
Yeah. Sammy will be back as soon as he finishes whatever he has to fix. Now, I don't know what that means. I would like to mention that this is really the season that gets everybody pretty excited. And it's only 3 days to go, really. With the late shoppers, they're getting pretty panicky. And they're even starting to buy American cameras. You know, it's a panic out. Like, what's the last thing? I'm one of those people that run the last minute. I better get 300,000 things, you know, and take care of everybody. Somebody told me he was shopping the other day, and standing by this counter was this fella, and it was a lingerie counter, and this guy was trying to buy something for his wife, and he didn't know the size, see? So finally the girl behind the counter said, well, describe her for me. And the guy said, I better not. I just had lunch. So, you see, the idea of this, I'd like to explain. It's a gag, like there used to be a joke, like one guy said to his friend, he said, how's your wife? And the guy said, compared to what? See, it's the same type of a joke. All right, you're all out. Now, Christmas in Hollywood is getting very, very difficult, and actually, people are getting used to it. Instead of snow, there's just smog. And this is the only, this is the only place in the world where Santa has to come in on instruments. What do they call that, fixing the smog? What is that council they call it here?
Smog fixer.
No, the pollution, yeah, the air pollution control. Do you know the Air Pollution Authority? Do you know what good people these are? I met this committee one day. They were at the studio. I never heard such coughing in my life. 9 men. And that's the way it is. But you know, there's new cities that have smog now. Like San Diego used to be clear as smog, clean. Now they got smog in the water. You can't swim in it. You can't see anything. And it's moving all over the country. And if these fellas with the pollution control don't do something about it, we're going to continue to have it. Now, all right, Christmas actually is kind of tough for a lot of the kids in our town, you know, in a movie town. The movie stars' kids. Like, there's a movie star that comes home and he says to his kids, what do you think I got you for Christmas? And the one kid says to his brother, same thing like last year, new mother. I tell you what. I'll tell you, I'll just go right through these. You pick the ones you like, huh? The big thing this time of year, I think, is the traditional Christmas office parties. And it's really fantastic. This is the only time of the year when you see olives floating in the water coolers. See, from the Christmas parties, folks, you know? Should we go back to the kids with the new mother? Yeah. I would like to say this, that I have kids, and they're at that age now where they have an opinion, you know? And they have things to say and things to think. And, of course, anytime anything happens with a parent, Dad is the hero and Mom is the big, strong arm at the household and so on. But I got little ones, and they wrote a poem. They wanted I should know that no matter what happens in my lifetime, they're always aware and they're always on my side. I got to read you this poem. This poem, if I ever find this poem, is one of the loveliest things. It's called 4 Nights Before Christmas. Kind of gets to you right off, doesn't it? 4 nights before Christmas. 'Twas 4 nights before Christmas, and all of us knew about the 2-hour program that our daddy blew. But we are not saddened about the fact that he blew it, because he is our daddy, and we knew he could do it. We'll be right back with Sammy Davis Jr. and an awful lot of fun. Stay with us. And now it's time to hear a word from whoever has anything. It's an important message because it's very important. It concerns,
We'll be back in a moment right after you listen to this important message.
Arrest and Trial. A new experience in television entertainment. Arrest